The Prime Minister of India is the leader of a country with around 1.5 billion people, a country that is a nuclear power, a major economy, and a nation that is increasingly seen as a potential superpower. But what if India's Prime Minister dies in office? Who takes charge? Many countries have a line of succession, like the US. If its president dies, the vice president immediately takes over. But the Indian constitution mentions no line of succession or a protocol for what happens if the prime minister dies. Three prime ministers have died in office. Let's look at what happened in each of these cases. Jawaharlal Nehru died of heart attack in 1964 after serving in office for 17 years in a row. With that, a new government had to be formed. But forming a new government and picking a new prime minister may take days or weeks, especially if there are many candidates. But someone had to be in charge in the meantime. So the president at the time, Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, on whose birthday India celebrates Teachers' Day, appointed the senior most minister in the cabinet as prime minister on an interim basis. And his name was Gulzari Lal Nanda, a man from Sialkot in Punjab but on the Pakistani side, who was known for his simple Gandhian lifestyle. It is also worth pointing out that as acting prime minister, Nanda had the power of a prime minister on paper but not the credibility. This is because, unlike a regular prime minister, Nanda had not been chosen by the ruling Congress party's members of parliament, the MPs, as their parliamentary leader. By convention, this step is essential for someone to become prime minister full-time, as this shows that the prime minister has the support of the parliament, mainly the Lok Sabha. As a result, acting Prime Minister Nanda's job was to only oversee this transition period and avoid making any big decisions. Nanda spent 13 days in this role. In those 2 weeks, the main contenders that emerged to succeed Nehru were Lal Bahadur Shastri and Morarji Desai. Shastri was known for being a centrist and a troubleshooter, and he had widespread party support. The party high command believed he could keep the left and right wings of the party from splitting. Desai, on the other hand, was the face of the right wing of the Congress party. After a few days of struggle, the party high command convinced Desai to opt out of the race, and he agreed to support Shastri for the sake of unity at such a critical time for young, independent India. The MPs of the ruling Congress party then picked Shastri as their leader in parliament, and he was then appointed as prime minister. Shastri's time as prime minister was short-lived. In 1966, just 19 months after taking office, Shastri died of a heart attack. Mysteriously, he died just hours after signing a peace agreement with Pakistan in Tashkent, a city in present-day Uzbekistan, but which was then a part of the Soviet Union. The Soviets were in fact moderating the deal. No foul play was suspected by the Indian government, although various theories on what actually happened continue to circulate to this day. In any case, it was time for another acting prime minister. So for the second time, Nanda was appointed prime minister on an interim basis, and once again he remained in power only for 13 days. But picking a new full-time prime minister was not as simple as the last time. There were three candidates. First, there was Nanda, who wanted to stay in office and be confirmed as full-time prime minister. Second, there was Nehru's daughter Indira Gandhi, who was serving as information and broadcasting minister. Third, there was Morarji Desai, who was still the leading face of the right wing of the party. The party high command wanted to avoid an open fight among the different groups in order to show unity. The leadership felt Indira Gandhi was the right choice because of her political legacy, potential mass appeal, and the fact that she had spent a significant amount of time around Nehru, assisting him unofficially. The party high command made every effort to convince the others to pull out from the race. To Indira Gandhi's advantage, the chief ministers of most Indian states supported her as the candidate. This show of political strength by Indira Gandhi compelled Nanda to pull out from the race. But Morarji Desai, on the other hand, chose to fight on. So a vote was held among the Congress members of parliament, which Indira Gandhi won with 355 votes to Morarji Desai's 169 votes, and this cleared the path for her to become India's first woman prime minister. It is worth noting that both when Shastri and Indira Gandhi became prime minister, the party president was a man called Kumaraswamy Kamaraj, who was previously the chief minister of Madras state before the name changed to Tamil Nadu. Kamaraj arguably played the most crucial role in both Shastri and Indira Gandhi's rise to power. Kamaraj gave India two prime ministers, earning him the title of the Kingmaker of the 60s. Flash forward to 1984. This is when Indira Gandhi, who was in her fourth term as Prime Minister at this point, was shot and killed by her own bodyguards. The assassination was in retaliation to a military operation she had ordered at the holy site of the Golden Temple complex in Amritsar. This military action, which was called Operation Blue Star, was carried out to remove an armed radical group that had taken over the temple. During this operation, the temple complex, particularly a holy monument called the Akal Takht, took a lot of damage. The assassination left a sudden political vacuum and amplified religious tensions. Given the gravity of the situation, senior Congress leaders, including the finance minister at that time, Pranab Mukherjee, convinced Indira Gandhi's son Rajiv Gandhi to become the full-time prime minister. The Congress leaders did not go with an acting prime minister as they felt it could create uncertainty at such a vulnerable time for India. They felt Rajiv Gandhi's family legacy would be vital in filling the void left by his mother's death. The Congress leaders also felt there was no time to call a meeting of the party MPs to formally elect Rajiv Gandhi as the leader of the Congress in Parliament, which, as we saw earlier, is by convention an essential step in appointing a full-time Prime Minister. Instead, only the Congress High Command, which consisted of a small group of the most important Congress members and which included Pranab Mukherjee, endorsed Rajiv Gandhi as the leader of the Congress party in Parliament. Rajiv Gandhi was sworn in as India's Prime Minister later that day. In this fashion, Rajiv Gandhi, a reluctant politician whose real passion was apparently flying planes, came to power not through the Congress MPs picking him as the leader in Parliament, but only through an endorsement from the party high command. That was the last example, and to sum up, when Nehru and Shastri died, we got an acting prime minister for a couple of weeks, but when Indira Gandhi died, Rajiv Gandhi was chosen as the new prime minister through just an endorsement from the party high command in the interest of time. So in the unfortunate event that an Indian prime minister dies in office, these three examples will likely guide the protocol for what happens next.